Hey, hi, kids. It's Mr. Larry, and I've got another story about cute animals. Well, maybe they're not so cute in real life. As you can see, these are kittens, but are they kittens like our pet kittens? Some of you might have cats and kittens. No, I don't think so. This is a mountain lion and a bobcat. And do you know some other words for mountain lions? Some people call them cougars. Some people call them pumas. Mountain lion. Gee, I think there's some other names too. Panther, perhaps? Maybe not. I'm not sure about that one. Anyway, it depends on where you live, what you call them. Now, when I lived in Iowa, which is not a state known for mountains or big forests, I lived in a small forest. And we had mountain lions coming through. Yeah, they were coming out of the Ozark Mountains in Missouri and Arkansas, and they were following the streams and the rivers, and they can go many miles in a night. So they kept moving through all the time. There was just another one sighted in my old county last week. So they are out there. They're not just in the mountains, even though they're called mountain lions. Well, that's the big kitten there. And the little kitten, that's a bobcat kitten. Well, the name of the story is The Long and the Short Tail, and that's tail spelled T-A-I-L, the tail that wags, or doesn't. The Long and Short Tale of Colo and Ruff. Okay. Now, this is a story written by Diane Lang, and the illustrator is Lori Allen Klein. Did the pictures. And again, this is one of those stories where the animals can talk. Well, do animals really talk? Oh, I wonder. Maybe to themselves, but to us? Well, let's take a look and see how this story goes. Are you ready to read? Let's do it. Pounce! Colo, the cougar cub, just couldn't resist jumping on her mother's tail one more time. And then down at the bottom, here's what you might call a footnote, because it's down at the foot of the bottom of the page. Cougars, Latin name Puma concolor, are also known as mountain lions, panthers, pumas, and catamounts. I don't think I've heard that word out loud before. Catamount. The cat of the mountains? I wonder. Oh, so on the next page, okay, Colo the cougar cub had jumped on that tail, and then Mama Cougar lifted her head. Oh, leave my tail alone and go find something else to do. Look, there's a feather blowing around. Go play with that. So, down at the bottom, another footnote. Where is Papa Cougar? Well, he's off by himself. Male cats do not help raise their young. Well, what do you know about that? Okay, so here's these two together, and let's see what happens next. Colo raced off, jumping from rock to rock as gusts of air pushed the feather this way and that. You know how cats play with stuff. Yeah. With each jump, Colo's long tail helped her balance as she almost flew through the air. And the footnote, cougars use their long tails for balance and steering as they leap or run. Wow. Somebody's looking. Who's that down there? Let's find out. As Colo made one more jump, she heard a voice from the grass. I love how you jump. Who's that? Asked Colo. Just me, said the voice. It came from Ruff, a bobcat cub. You can jump so far, and you don't even get twisted up in the air before you come down. I wish I could do that. Here's our footnote. Bobcats are sometimes called wildcats, and the Latin name, Lynx rufus. It's not so hard, said Colo. I'll do it again, and you can jump with me. Ruff climbed up on the boulder with Colo. They both crouched and then took off. Colo made it easy to the next boulder. but Ruff landed between the two rocks, barely staying on his feet. And he doesn't look too happy either. Cougars have very powerful rear legs, and they are strong climbers. They can go in trees. I think I see the problem, said Colo. First of all, you're smaller than I am, so you can't jump as far. But also, you have a very short tail. I think you need a longer tail for balance. I sure do, said Ruff. Yours is so long and beautiful. What's the matter with me? Well, I'm sure nothing is the matter with you, but you do have an unusual tail. Colo thought for a moment. My mom said to go find something to do. Let's go find a new tail for you. Oh, said Ruff. Hey, what a wonderful idea. And here's our footnote. Bobcats have naturally short tails. Bobbed means cut short, although these cats are born that way. So it's not that the tail got cut at all. That's just the way they are for bobcats. Yeah. In just a few steps, they saw a lizard. Look at him, said Ruff. His tail is long and graceful. Maybe I could use that kind. Do you know what kind of lizard that is? I've seen one like that. That's a blue-tailed skink. Yeah. So, as Ruff jumped toward the lizard to get a better look, his paw landed on the end of the lizard's long, slender tail. What happened next surprised both of the young cats. The tail stayed under Ruff's paw, but the rest of the lizard ran off. Look at that, exclaimed Colo. That kind of tail breaks off. We'd better look for a different one for you. Not that kind. Well, here's our footnote. Many lizards are able to drop part of their tail when threatened. It grows back within a few months. Wow. So that part just breaks off. I guess that'd be good protection if you're out in the wilds and somebody was trying to get you. Okay, let's see what happens next. Whoa, how about that one? Ruff had spotted a red-tailed hawk on a nearby branch. It's a beautiful tail, and I've seen hawks change the shape of their tails while they are flying. I'd love to do that. Footnote. Birds can adjust their tail feathers to the shape they need for fast flight or making turns or landing. Oh, and there's the two little friends. The cubs are looking up at the hawk. At that moment, a single feather came loose from the hawk's tail and fell to the ground. Uh-oh, cried Ruff. Her tail is coming apart. How strange, said Colo. She may be losing just one feather, but you'd better not take any chances. I'm sure a bobcat's tail shouldn't do that. And here's our footnote. Birds lose feathers almost all year long, just one at a time. When a feather on one side drops out, the same feather on the other side will soon be lost. A new feather gradually grows back in. So they're getting new feathers all the time as the old ones fall away. Did you know that? I didn't know that. Ooh, how about a fancy one? Colo asked, as she spotted a skunk in the distance, sporting a beautiful big black and white tail. That's not the kind of skunk that lives in my neighborhood. I wonder where these guys live, up in the mountains, it looks like. Well, it's gorgeous, exclaimed Ruff, and so fluffy. Let's go look. But the beautiful black and white tail was soon high in the air as the skunk sprayed a strong, stinky mist toward the pair of curious cats. As Ruff and Colo dashed away, Ruff said, I don't think I want that kind. I need to hide, and I can't hide if I have a smelly tail. Whoa. And here's our footnote. Some skunks can balance on their front feet and bend their back so they can spray in the direction they are looking. Wow, kind of like this, but even more so in the picture. Kind of like an acrobat. Wow. So I haven't had that experience, and I hope you haven't either. Let's see what happens next. A gopher appeared in the nearby grass. Look, a gopher. Want to ambush him? Asked Colo. Ambush? Asked Ruff. What does that mean? Well, here's a footnote for that one. Cougars and bobcats sometimes hide and wait for a deer or rabbit or other prey, like a gopher, to go by. So Ruff is asked, what does ambush mean? Well, it means you hide until something passes and then you pounce on it. That sounds fun. And then what do we do with it? I don't know, said Colo. Mom hasn't told me that yet. Well, let's look at the footnote. Cats who only eat meat must be taught to hunt by their mothers. Wow. And these cats haven't been taught about hunting yet, but they will. And then that gopher better watch out. Just as they started to move, the gopher quickly turned and disappeared down her hole. The last thing the cat saw was the tip of her tiny tail. That gopher was so fast, exclaimed Ruff. And you know what else? She had a tail even shorter than mine. Hey, replied Colo, maybe that's why she could turn around so easily. Footnote. Gophers can turn around in their narrow burrows very rapidly. They can also run backwards and forwards in those burrows at equal speed, just as fast one direction as the other. Whoa. That's it, said Ruff. Cougars are strong and run fast, but bobcats have to be quick and agile, able to move around. Maybe I'm built to move fast through the rocks and the grass, just like my mom. I guess I have a pretty handy tail after all. Aha, figuring things out. And speaking of moms, he continued, I need to go find mine. I'm getting hungry. Off he ran, his short tail bobbing behind. And here's our footnote. Cats are mammals. And the young ones must get milk from their mothers before they are old enough to hunt. So he's going home to have some milk. Nice. Colo was hungry too, and as she returned to her mother, she saw that the feather had floated back near their den. She made one more pounce and landed near the large cat once more. Her mother looked up. Aren't you clever, Colo, she said, to be able to entertain yourself with one feather all afternoon long? Oh, they're happy. Look at that. And here's some stuff for creative minds. So over on the left side, it talks about 3 kinds of cats: cougars, and we know some other names for them now too, bobcats, and their relative, the house cat. I know more about house cats than I know about the other 2, but here's stuff that compares all 3 of them. Look at that. Wow. And over here, cat maps, well, you can figure out where some of the cats live. Yeah. And by the way, one of those maps isn't quite accurate anymore because, as I mentioned earlier, the mountain lions, cougars, pumas, they are moving around and they can go a long distance every night. So on one of the maps, it doesn't quite show how far they're going now. You can think about that. Let's see, there's one more page. I wonder what we've got there. Oh boy. Tail adaptations and match the tail. Well, you can do that. Yeah. So, and all kinds of tail adaptations. So, well, there we go. We treated the animals as if they were human beings, as if they were little guys for human beings instead of little guys for cats. But I think we got the point across, or a couple of points. And I hope you liked the story. So if you don't happen to have any mountain lions or cougars in your neighborhood, well, let's get outside and play, all right? Study hard, work hard, play hard, be really nice to everybody, considerate. Happy times, folks. And you take really good care until next time. We'll see you then. Peace and love. Bye-bye.